What if I told you that one performance could bring an entire audience to tears, while also sparking a debate about who deserves to win it all? That's exactly what happened when Jourdan Blue stepped into the AGT Music Room and sang Unsteady by ex-ambassadors. Some are calling it the most emotional cover of the season. Others are saying, if Jourdan doesn't win, I'm done watching this show. And wait until you hear why people are comparing him to past legends of the stage. But before we break down all the reactions, let me ask you this. Have you ever watched a performance that left you with chills from start to finish? If yes, then you'll understand why Jourdan's audition is becoming the talk of the town. Stick around, because we're going to unpack every wave of emotion, every piece of praise, and yes, even the dramatic reactions, from fans who believe Jourdan just changed the game. And as we go through this journey, I want to hear from you too. Do you think Jourdan's Unsteady was a once-in-a-lifetime moment, or are people exaggerating? Drop your thoughts below because this one has everyone talking. The moment Jourdan Blue walked onto that stage, there was already something different about him. He wasn't just there to sing. He was there with a story, a father, a dreamer, and a man who wears his heart on his sleeve. With his son as his greatest inspiration, Jourdan didn't need a flashy stage or big theatrics. All he needed was his voice, and when that first note hit, the room went silent. Someone said they got chills instantly. Another person admitted that they were in tears before the song even reached the chorus. Many expressed that Jourdan wasn't just singing lyrics, he was telling his own story through them. The rawness in his tone, the way his voice cracked at just the right moments, it felt less like a performance and more like a confession. The emotional impact one reaction captured it best. Jourdan poured his soul into this performance. And that's exactly how it felt. People weren't just hearing him, they were feeling him. Several viewers admitted they had goosebumps the entire time. Some said it reminded them of the first time they saw an artist who would go on to change their life. For many, it wasn't even about technical perfection. Sure, Jourdan hit the notes beautifully, but what truly mattered was the honesty in every word. One fan mentioned, this was not just a song. This was healing. That idea kept popping up, that his music was more than entertainment. It was therapy, a reminder that pain can be turned into art. The drama, is he already a winner? But here's where the debate begins. Some people are so convinced of Jourdan's talent that they're already calling him the future winner. A few even went as far as to say, if Jourdan doesn't win, AGT will lose all credibility. That's a bold statement, but it shows just how deeply people are invested in him. Others compared him to past greats, the kind of artist who walked into a talent show and never looked back. Jourdan doesn't just belong here, someone expressed. He belongs on the biggest stages in the world. And yet, with all this love, there's always a bit of pressure. Can Jourdan keep topping himself? Some fans admitted that while they adored this performance, they're nervous. They want him to win, but they also know the competition is fierce. Fatherhood and inspiration. One thing everyone agreed on, though, was the role of his son. The fact that Jourdan performed with his child as his guiding light added a layer of vulnerability that no one could ignore. Many pointed out that you could see it in his eyes. This wasn't just about fame. This was about legacy, about showing his son what it means to chase a dream with everything you've got. People said it made the performance even more powerful, knowing that every lyric was sung with someone special in mind. For fans, that connection made the entire experience unforgettable. Fans, strongest reactions. Let's talk about some of the standout sentiments from the audience. Many said Jourdan gave them instant chills. Several claimed they were moved to tears. Some declared this was the best performance of the entire season so far. Handful of viewers went dramatic, saying they'd stop watching AGT if Jourdan doesn't get the recognition he deserves. And then, of course, there's the group of fans already dreaming big. They're imagining Jourdan recording albums, selling out concerts, and inspiring millions worldwide. One person summed it up. He's not just a contestant. He's an artist. Why people relate to him. There's another reason why Jourdan's performance hit so hard. Relatability. Unsteady is already an emotional song, but in his voice it felt almost autobiographical. Some fans said they felt like Jourdan was singing directly to them, as if he knew their struggles, their fears, and their pain. That's the magic of artists like Jourdan. He doesn't just sing to an audience. He sings with them, pulling them into his world. And once you're in, it's hard to let go. The bigger picture. What this means for AGT, this brings us to the bigger question. What does Jourdan Blue mean for America's Got Talent? Some people think he's exactly what the show needs. A reminder that it's not always about spectacle, sometimes it's about pure heart. Others see him as proof that the AGT Music Room can create moments just as powerful as the main stage. Either way, fans agree on one thing: Jourdan just raised the bar. Not just for this season, but for the entire competition. Jourdan Blue's cover of Unsteady wasn't just another performance. It was a story of love, fatherhood, and raw emotion wrapped inside a song. Fans cried, they cheered, they argued, and they dreamed, all because one man dared to be vulnerable in front of the world. Some believe he's already a winner. Others say he's the future of music, but no matter which side you fall on, it's clear that Jourdan has left a mark that won't fade anytime soon. And now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Jourdan Blue has what it takes to win the entire competition? Was this the best performance of the season so far, or do you think the hype is just beginning? Drop your thoughts below, because the conversation around Jourdan isn't ending anytime soon.